Long before the arrival of foreign traders and colonial powers, the Igbo people lived in thriving communities across what is now southeastern Nigeria. Among these communities was Umuahia, a peaceful and prosperous town that was a part of the larger Igbo ethnic group. In Umuahia, as with many other Igbo communities, life was centered around the values of unity, mutual respect, hard work, and the worship of their gods. The people of Umuahia were known for their farming skills. They cultivated yam, cassava, cocoyam, and maize, which were staples in their diet. Yam, in particular, was considered the king of crops, and the size and number of yams a man could harvest was a sign of his wealth and status in the community. Every year, there would be a great festival called the IRIG, New Yam Festival, a celebration of the harvest where the elders would offer the first yam of the season to the earth goddess, thanking her for a bountiful crop and praying for more blessings. But Umuahia's people were not just farmers, they were also skilled traders and craftsmen. The town had bustling markets, and trade was at the heart of their economy. People from surrounding villages would come to Umuahia to buy and sell goods such as palm oil, cloth, salt, spices, pottery, and baskets. The marketplace was a place where ideas were exchanged, and relationships were built. Women played a significant role in trade, often being the primary traders in the market. They would barter goods, or sell things for cash, and were respected for their skill and independence. At the core of Igbo society was the family. In Umuahia, families were often extended, meaning several generations lived together under one roof, working the farm and taking care of the children. Respect for elders was a key value. Older people were seen as wise and their advice was valued by younger generations. Decisions about the family, such as marriage, were often made with the input of the elders, and a man could have more than one wife, especially if he was wealthy enough to support multiple households. The Igbo were known for their strong sense of community. People helped each other during times of need, and there was a deep sense of responsibility towards the well-being of others. When someone was building a house or harvesting their crops, neighbors would come together to lend a hand. This communal spirit was essential for survival, as it strengthened bonds and allowed everyone to thrive together. Religion was central to the daily life of the people in Umuahia. The Igbo believed in a supreme god, Chukwu, who was the creator of the universe and the source of all life. They also believed in a range of deities and spirits that govern various aspects of life, such as the earth goddess, the god of fertility, and the god of the rivers. These gods and spirits were worshipped through rituals, sacrifices, and prayers, which were often performed by priests or priestesses. The Igbo also believed in the power of ancestors. They honored their forebears and believed that their spirits continued to play a role in guiding and protecting their descendants. The Nike elders were responsible for overseeing the spiritual health of the community, ensuring that people lived in harmony with the gods and ancestors. The Aku, sacred shrines, were places of worship, where individuals and families would go to pray or make offerings. These shrines were often located near rivers, forests, or hills, places considered sacred by the Igbo people. It was common for major decisions, such as conflicts between families or villages, to be resolved by consulting the gods through a ritualistic process. In Umuahia, as in many other Igbo communities, leadership was not concentrated in a single ruler but was shared among the elders of the community. This system of governance, called Igbo democracy, was based on consensus. There was no king, as the Igbo people believed that every individual had a voice in community decisions. Instead, leadership was decentralized, and important decisions were made by a council of elders known as the Ndiichi. The elders were chosen for their wisdom, age, and experience, and they were responsible for making judgments, resolving disputes, and overseeing community affairs. The Igbo believed that leadership should be based on merit and moral integrity, not inherited titles. The elders, along with the Ndimanwu, masked dancers, who represented spirits and deities, would sometimes hold a public assembly where everyone in the community could speak their mind. In times of war or conflict, the community would select a warrior leader, called an Oji, who would lead the defense of the village. These leaders were not kings but military commanders chosen for their courage and strategic intelligence. The Igbo had a rich tradition of warriors, and battle was seen as a last resort, only to be undertaken when the community's safety was threatened. The role of women. Women held a unique place in Igbo society. They were considered the heart of the home and were respected for their roles as mothers, traders, and caregivers. A woman's role in society was multifaceted. She could be a wife, a mother, a daughter, or a sister, but she could also become a respected leader in her own right. In Umuahia, women formed their own councils, known as the Omiu or Umwada, where they had the authority to make important decisions, especially on matters related to family, marriage, and children. Women were also involved in the administration of justice, particularly in resolving conflicts between families or individuals. If a woman felt wronged or was involved in a dispute, she could approach the Omu for a fair hearing. Trade was a vital part of life in Umuahia. The market was the lifeblood of the community, and people came from far and wide to exchange goods. As mentioned earlier, women were the primary traders. They traveled to distant markets, sometimes in neighboring villages or even in far-off regions, to buy things like beads, clothes, or salt, which they would sell back home for a profit. Men, on the other hand, were involved in larger-scale trading and in dealing with the Ero traders, who were well known for their long-distance trade routes. Palm oil was one of the most important items traded, as it was used in cooking, soap making, and even for rituals. The Igbo were skilled in extracting palm oil from the palm tree, and the oil was in high demand across West Africa. Because of this trade, many Igbo communities like Umuahia became important hubs for commerce, and people often became wealthy from their trading businesses. Life in Umuahia before colonization was vibrant, peaceful, and deeply rooted in traditions. The people of Umuahia lived in harmony with nature, their gods, and each other. They were skilled farmers, traders, and craftsmen, and they governed themselves through a system that valued consensus and the wisdom of elders. The Igbo had a unique and rich culture, one that emphasized family, respect, and community, and it was these values that helped them thrive for centuries. Though much has changed in the years since colonization, the spirit of the Igbo people continues to endure. And it is stories like these, of the hard work, unity, and wisdom of the people of Umuahia, that remind us of the strength and resilience of their culture.